So this is the structure of the practice. We're always going to set our intention. So the intention might be, may I become more resilient through this practice, something like that. But I'll leave it up to anybody to figure out what their intention might be in that situation. Again, welcoming, cultivating curiosity. What's coming up? Being non-judgmental about it, but interested in it. What kinds of things are showing up right now for me? And then we're going to have sort of 3 parts to this as we go through. It's going to be a regular breath or present moment awareness practice, but we're going to not keep ourselves focused just on our anchor of attention, but we're going to start noticing when things that cause us discomfort arise. We're going to notice one thing, we're going to notice the cause. So let's keep it simple. I'm sitting there doing this practice, my eyes are shut. It's all good, Maybe I'm watching my breath. In and out, it's all good. And then I get this itch. And this is an itch that's like right here.
Mine's usually on my nose.
The nose is a good one too.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let's focus on your nose, Dannon.
Yeah.
All right, so you got this itch, right, that's starting to get your nose, right? And you're sitting there. So the first step is, I've noticed this itch sensation, right? And the cause is the itch on my nose, So that's the first thing, cause. What is the cause of this discomfort?
Is it bugs? Is it allergies? I don't know what it is.
And not to ruminate on that too much, right?
Right.
If you overthink it, you're just going to find yourself panicking, thinking, well, the pollen count is so high right now.
Do I have bed bugs?
Yeah. Right. Is there one literally on my nose at this moment? I can't see because my eyes are closed. Yeah. So you don't want to go too. You just want to notice. And maybe even label it. Just go itch. That's the cause. Itch.
Okay. Itch.
That's simple. Don't overthink it.
Right.
Next step is noticing reactivity. Obviously, what's going to be the reactivity when you have an itch?
I got to go for it.
Your arm is going to want to shoot up there, and you're going to just want to dig that itch right out of your nose, right? So you're going to notice that without judgment and without actually doing the action.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're just going to notice there's an itch. First point, the cause is an itch. You label it itch. Second one is I'm noticing my impulse. My impulse is to scratch it. Third one is, how am I going to respond? Now, if it's an itch, I don't need to scratch it. So you're going to notice when you decide not to scratch it, you're going to notice all kinds of things happening in your mind. There's going to be all these justifications for why you should scratch it instantly, right now. Don't wait a second longer.
I got to get this bug off.
Right.
There's way too much pollen. I'm going to get sick after this. And what's funny is when you think about it, it almost hurts.
It gets worse and worse.
But then, after a second,
That's right.
a few seconds of that, it goes away.
So what we discover in this process, and this is how discomfort can be a teacher, right? What we discover in the process is that the demand on our attention is so strong that it seems to amplify because we're feeding it. We're feeding it. The itch gets stronger because we're feeding it. But when we bring non-judgment to it, it's just an itch. Just call it itch, and that's it. All of that baggage that goes along with itches, we can just drop.
Yeah.
Just set it aside.
You ditch the itch.
Ditched. Oh, I like that.
Thanks.
Ditch the itch. Yeah, exactly. So that's what's going on. So our responsiveness, then, we're noticing our responsiveness in that moment is to just let it be an itch, and that's it.
Okay.
Don't add anything onto it. Just let it be an itch. And more often than not, you'll notice that, as you say, that it fades away. So that's a minor example. There could be, like you mentioned, the shaking leg. Well, what's the cause of the shaking leg? It's a sense of antsiness, some restlessness, right?
Right.
So just notice, label it restlessness. You don't have to go searching for, it's because of too much coffee or whatever. Don't even go down that road. Just notice its restlessness. And notice that your reactivity is to bounce your leg. And then just let it relax. And then just notice the restlessness and what happens to it. No judgment, just noticing what happens to it. That's your responsiveness. I've decided I'm not going to react to the restlessness. by bouncing my leg up and down. I'm going to relax my leg, and I'm going to notice what happens next. That's my responsiveness. So 3 parts. Cause, just label it. The second one is, what is my reactivity? What is my knee-jerk, answer to this? Yeah. And third, how am I responding? So if you keep doing this practice, initially it might be, that itch might not go away, and it might be just excruciating. At the end of the 5 minutes, you might be ready to, just tear your nose off your face. But if you come back to it, this is how resilience happens, right? If you come back to it, you'll notice that there's a kind of strength that you're growing. And it's not a strength that keeps things the same, but it's a strength that allows you to recover from these kinds of insults to your expectations. And then over time, you start to get more curious about them. Where is that restlessness coming from? And maybe in a classroom context, you start thinking, where is my discomfort coming from when this new idea or this interaction I'm having with somebody, what's the source of that? Yeah. And you start to become more curious and more responsive to it rather than pushing it away or running away or resisting in some way. It
can start off with something so small of just this practice of, say, that itch, but then, really expanding out and seeing, because that is resilience, right? You practice it in that little space, you remember it, you remember those little steps of getting through it, and then where is that out elsewhere in life when you're discomfort?
Exactly. And you start to find out that there's the practice, it's like going to the gym. You're working out, but why are you working out? I mean, there's a lot of reasons to work out, right? Right. But really, all of those reasons don't reside in the training program you're doing. They reside in what happens afterwards. Your stamina builds up. Your muscle strength builds up. You feel better about yourself. Yeah. All that stuff's happening outside the gym as a result of the training. Right. So with mindfulness training, same thing. You're training, and then you're applying it. You're just out there living differently in the world.
You ready to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So this will be a 5-minute practice. And for some folks who try this, that might be tough. And then notice that. That's the whole idea. That's the discomfort. Notice your mind wanting to run away from this. Bring it back. Find your anchor. Bring it back to the anchor. And then just stay open to new forms of discomfort. Label them. Notice your activity around them. And then respond. Perfect. That's all we'll do.
All right. Give me 1 second.
So in preparing for this, I recommend we sit in an alert position in your chair, if you're in a chair, on the floor, if you're on the floor, wherever you might be. An alert position, meaning your spine is straight but not rigid. Your shoulders are relaxed on top of your spine. Your head is kind of positioned in the middle there. Just kind of a relaxed position, but alert, because our body and our minds are obviously inextricably linked. And so when our body is slouched, our mind is slouched. And when our mind is alert, our body, it's largely because our body, or in large part due to the fact that our bodies are positioned in a way that promote alertness. So let's do that. And then again, find that anchor that you would be using, whether it's your breath, normal breathing, in and out, through your nostrils, feeling the sensations, or in your chest rising and falling, your belly rising and falling with each in-breath and out-breath. Or the sensation of your feet on the floor if you're not so comfortable with focusing on the breath, or the sound of some droning, sort of boring sound around you. Just notice that. Whatever it is that you can hold your attention on gently, something reliable, something not too exciting, that'll be fine. So use that as your anchor. I'm going to use the breath right now because that works for me, but feel free to use something that works better for you. Check in. Notice where your mind is right now. Are you in your comfort zone? Are you in your stretch zone yet? If you're on the edge of overwhelm, take a break. Set your intention. Why are you doing this practice? And then cultivate some curiosity. I'm ready to learn. And then await the bell. So again, hold your attention on your anchor. Gently, gently. If your mind wanders, just guide it back non-judgmentally to your anchor. And then wait for discomfort to join you. Discomfort will arise. And when it does, just label it. Notice how you want to react. And then choose to respond instead, either through inaction or something that just isn't driven by reflex. Boredom can be discomfort. Anticipation can be discomfort. Just label whatever arises. Notice the reactivity and then respond. Why does the mind wander? Label, note reactivity, and respond. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and bring your attention back to your present moment experience in the room. So that's a good one to do, not just once, because sometimes our discomfort is so strong, or our habits are so strong around our aversion to it, that we use our reactivity as an excuse for why we either can't do meditation practice, or discomfort is bad, or whatever. So repeating this practice at different times or in different days on a reasonably regular basis can really start to teach us something about our inner capacity for growing resilience.
Yeah, it can be adaptable into the different facets of your own habits in order to make it a habit of whatever it looks like
Exactly.
for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was great. Is there anything else you want to share?
I think that probably covers it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.